Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Slipstream Racing exciting week of Formula One racing. Everybody, we are going to be headed to, you called it, you see it up on the screen right now. We're headed to the Red Bull Ring. Founded in 1969, nice. Current layout from 2022, located in Spielberg, Austria. We are headed straight to the heart of the Alps. And then we're going to face 10 corners, 3 to the left, 7 to the right. This is basically a glorified oval if I've ever seen one, with some elevation change thrown in. The drivers are pretty much flat out the entire time. Fastest lap record being a 102.939, held by Carlos Sainz in the 2020 McLaren. The drivers are getting ready for their qualifying sessions. Without any further delay, let's take a look at the session, and then we'll get talking to the standings. Trent H., Cody Lawrence, Pete Rader, Matt Chevry, and Cody Fowers and Colin Edwards are the 6 drivers right now that we have loaded up in the simulator. And speaking of Cody Lawrence, he holds P1 in the championship right now with 164 points. Sean Moriarty in second place with McLaren with 119. Cody Lawrence, I should have mentioned, is actually on home turf driving for the Red Bull team. Matt Chevry in third place right now for Scuderia Ferrari with 78 points. Pretty close behind is Pete Rader with Scuderia Ferrari with 71 points. Only 7 points separating P3 and P4. The battle for the best of the rest is still pretty hot and heavy, as Trent H has got 67 points. He's only about 9 points behind Matt Chevry in the Prism Racing JWI. Jaden Neal in 6th place for Team Sauber with 66 points. Colin Edwards McLaren, 1 race and 3 races as Aston Martin, is holding on to 59 points. Panther Racing's James Shorter is 40 points to his name in 8th place. Grant Worley, Prism Racing JWI, has got 35 points. Ryan Earl, aka Flip, for Flips Racing, has 21 points. Twisted Jack, Blue Flags Racing Gambit, with 19 points. Cody Fowers for Team Mercedes has got 11 points, tied with Cameron Ketchen for Formula None, and Jake DeShong, a team has no name, with 9 points. Like Cody Lawrence has thrown down a 103.777. 105.0 for Trent H will be the next best. Behind is Cody Fowers in the 44, 106.987. Unlike the number 8675309, it's 987. 106, it's almost like a radio station. 106.987. Call us now. Just taking care of the YouTube chat while we get our drivers to get underway for their flyers. Matt Chevry doing pretty well this time around. Should get a time set finally. He does not get a time set this time around. DRS flap closes on the brakes as he comes into turn 1. Colin Edwards completes his lap, but does not set a valid one himself either. And coming around the circuit right now is Mr. Colin Edwards, as he got through Remus, Slosjesgold, Rauch, and Worth now. On his way to Rindt, and then the Red Bull Track temperature is awfully warm. 38 degrees Celsius, 29 degrees is the ambient. And Colin Edwards finds himself with a 104.181. Matt Chevry with a 104.5. It's awfully getting close here for the best of the rest. Behind Mr. Cody Lawrence, who has pretty much been unstoppable this entire championship season long. Cody Lawrence taking 4 first place, 2 second place, and 1 third place. His worst finish being a third place finish at Estoril. And that's a race where Sean Moriarty won and Flip actually took second place. And we haven't seen our second place holder in the championship for quite some time. That'll be Sean Moriarty, who we haven't seen. And unfortunately, it seems like the championship run has been ended for him. But it's not over for this man right here, Trent H. Still trying to claw his way back into P3. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle of the steering wheel to generate some heat, but he's decided to come into the pit lane, it looks like. Get himself a new pair of boots and hit the track one more time. Looking at the live timing, all the drivers right now are on that C5 compound. Chevrie's previous lap, the 104.507, will be his last and his best lap out there. Same for Cody Fowers with a 106.987. Here comes Pete Rader around the penultimate corner and into the final corner now, the Red Bull Mobile, and he goes off track limits, dips his wheel into the sand trap, and that'll invalidate his lap as well as throw him a wrench for his next flying lap that he's on. And he pulls off circuit at T1, trying to regenerate some energy in that MGUK. And build up one more time for another flyer. It still has 12 minutes left on the clock. Plenty of time to get a good flyer in, I would say. And I bet he will do so. But here's our boy Matt Chevry with a 104.507. Is he out here to improve right now? Possibly so. Have to keep an eye on his lap time. No personal gain through Sector 1, it looks like. Trent H in fourth place is losing and gaining time, right around a tenth of a second right now. As he comes to Schlascherskold, into Roush, and then Worth next for the fourth place car that is Trent H. Here's Mr. Cody Lawrence, a 103.777 is his best lap. Last lap was a 120.1, obviously a build-up lap. Beautiful TV camera shots of the Swiss Alps here. 104.5 set by Trent H this time around. And he's able to best Mr. Matt Chevry by just 5 thousandths of a second. Whenever we see Colin Edwards, Trent H, and Matt Chevry on track, we know we're in for a good battle. And hopefully this battle lasts longer than just a few laps and gives us the entertainment we're looking for here tonight. Because we're going to have 47 laps of battling. making this race last around 50 minutes or so. Mr. Cody Lawrence pulling over at Remus, allowing the 44 to go by. That'll be Cody Fowers. And they hold up, switch him up there. Cody Fowers goes back through as he is graciously allowed to do so after an invalid lap for that number 44 of Cody Fowers. 103.7 leads the 104.1 of Edwards, then Trent H with a 104.502 over the 104.507, but just barely, not even a blink of an eye separating these two drivers. Then Pete Rader a 105.221, Cody Fowers with a 106.9, and then I myself am driving the safety car, therefore I am sitting down in pit lane right now. Oh, 4.296 is Matt Chevry's time. He bests Trent's H by just a few tenths now. Trent H has to put in the work in that fourth place position to get himself split between Colin Edwards and Matt Chevry. Now this is actually going to be a very huge race because Colin Edwards, Matt Chevry, Trent H, Pete Rader, and Cody Fowers have the opportunity to get second place in this race. I'm not saying that Cody Lawrence is going to be unstoppable, but most likely he will be, unless we throw on some success ballast to that man. But I'm thinking that second place is absolutely attainable for the rest of the drivers here tonight, and that will be a good haul of points for them. Checking out the points reference, it'll be 25 points for first place, 21 points for second place, 18 points for third, 15 for fourth, fifth will get 13, and then sixth will get 11. So basically double the amount of points that you would normally get in a race for finishing sixth rather than finishing second. So whoever's going to be battling it out for second place will have a lot riding on the line to keep it calm, cool, and collected. Checking out that potentially second place car, Matt Chevry. Not improving right now, but Cody Fowers was improving through that final sector until he decided to head down into the pit lane. Midwest FPS, Jake Wells, thank you very much for joining us in the chat. I really appreciate y'all being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Slipstream Racing Formula One. We're going to have an exciting 47-lap race going on in just a few moments' time. 6 minutes left to go on the clock before we get things rolling. Matt Chevry really trying to hold on to Colin Edwards' best lap time right now. A 104.181 is the time to beat. Will he be improving through Sector 1? Not with that lockup, I don't think. And the smoke billowing away from those tires and those brake ducts. Matt Chevry gets it all wrong coming through the final corner, the Red Bull Mobile, and he is not mobile any longer. He has sustained quite a bit of damage to that vehicle as he was pushing as hard as he possibly could. Was he green coming through Sector 1? No, but he was green coming through Sector 2, so another time improvement to be found. Colin Edwards is out there looking to improve by a heaping lot right now. Nearly half of a second as he comes through the final bend. And a 103.736, best Cody Lawrence's time of a 103.755. Now, Cody Lawrence has something to strive for. As I said earlier, Carlos Sainz has the best lap time around this track, driving a McLaren, and maybe Colin Edwards is doing his best McLaren impression right now. Checking to see who's doing it best right now. It looks like the 106.891 previous best lap for Cody Fowers might be all he's able to produce. He was green through Sector 3, but he's not out there looking to improve yet again. He's 1.7 seconds off the good of his own lap time right now. And there goes Colin Edwards into the pit. I'm not seeing Cody Lawrence improve on this outlap right now. Obviously, this being an outlap for him. Building up speed and momentum to carry it through the final corner. Now he's going to be on a push lap. Will he best his best time? 103.790 being that last lap, and he's not improving on this lap around, it looks like. Pete Raider out there looking to improve a little bit right now. He's got about a 10th in the bag. Matt Chevry improving by around 0.3 as well on this lap. Green through Sector 1. And then that will end his charge. Matt Chevry unable to keep the car beneath him coming out of Remus on his way to Schlossgold. I'm sure it's just pronounced Schlossgold, but I like it my way better. Colin Edwards out there looking to improve as well. Go on board with Colin Edwards and hear the roar of this engine. Seeing how he navigates Worth. Just absolutely sends it in with full confidence, going over the sausage curbs as much as possible, carrying that speed to the line. You can see the delta, how far he's been able to improve through that final sector. And he's still gaining a little bit of time and now losing it just a hairline fracture away from Cody Lawrence, but he is able to improve. A 103.626 by Colin Edwards, and that'll be everybody's final opportunity to improve. Will Cody Lawrence challenge back? I'm not quite sure that he can. Coming to the line now, he's got 15 seconds to get this one done. Head out on a flyer. He's 14 up on his previous best right now. Let's walk us through a lap of the Red Bull Ring. Coming in towards turn 1, down into 5th gear, early on the brakes to get it turned in and rotated. flat, flat, flat through turn 1's exit, and on our way through turn 2, you remain flat, going all the way up into 8th gear, heading over to the curbs on the left-hand side, then downshifting all the way into the 3rd for the 12.5 degree incline that is Remus turn 3. Then headed down through turn 4, you're going to hear Slosh Gold, and now down into 4th gear, hitting the curbs on the inside line, not getting pushed out too far wide there at turn 4. We've seen Formula 1 drivers get caught out in that kitty litter before, and not this time, not on this occasion. In 6th gear, pushing as hard as he possibly can. That's interesting. We saw Colin Edwards push it around in 7th gear. Now 7th gear and all the way up to 8th gear. Can he maintain the momentum and speed that he needs to carry it to the line? He's gone a little bit too wide and he throws it away. Mr. Cody Lawrence through the final corner was up 18/10 of a second, but then just could not get it to the checkered flag, and that'll conclude this qualifying session as Cody Lawrence warps back to the pits. Matt Chevry in 3rd place, Pete Rader in 4th place, Trent H in 5th, and Cody Fowers in 6th place. And that'll wrap up the qualifying session for us, folks. And there's one more car out there. That will be Mr. Cody Fowers. Excuse me. And coming around the final few bends, he ends up deciding to go straight into pit lane to practice his pit stops. Mike Noss would be proud right now, as he always says that that's the key to the race. You can lose a lot of time in the pit lane, or you can gain a lot of time in the pit lane, depending on if other people practice their pit stops or not. And it looks like Mr. Cody Fowers did decide to practice his pit stops. That will officially conclude the qualifying session. Colin Edwards in 1st place, Cody Lawrence in 2nd place, Matt Chevry in 3rd, Pete Rader in 4th, Trent H in 5th, and Cody Fowers in 6th place. Rounding out the 104s will be 3rd through 5th, and then Cody Fowers would be 106, but then the times at the front only separated by nearly a 1/10.5 of a second. I'm your host, Mr. Sagar Bakshi, doing the live commentary for the Slipstream Racing community. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for watching. If you are in the future, don't forget to like and subscribe the VOD, ring the bell, all that good stuff that you're supposed to do as a follower and fan of a community. We're about to go green in just a few moments' time for 47 laps around the Austrian Grand Prix. The Red Bull Ring was initially built in 1969, nice, and was called the Osterschring, Austria Circuit, as it hosts its first Formula 1 race in 1970. In 1997, the track was reconfigured into a shorter layout and then called the A1 Ring, named after its sponsor. After a period of dormancy, the Red Bull franchise purchased the track in 2004, revamped it extensively, and opened it in 2011 under its current name. Red Bull Ring is one of the shortest tracks in the Formula 1 calendar. The track features dramatic elevation changes with a maximum incline of 12 degrees. Climb to turn 3 Remus is particularly steep and challenging for the drivers. And we've got the grid set. Colin Edwards over Cody Lawrence, Matt Chevry, Pete Rader, Trent H, Cody Fowers. All taking to this one. Everybody starting on the C3 compound tires. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Drivers loading in their setups now. About to wait for the Christmas tree to become illuminated. Hear the drivers roaring their engines in anticipation for the red lights to become on. And we'll go green. Here we go, folks. 47 laps around the Red Bull Ring are about to get underway. Colin Edwards leads over Cody Lawrence. 6 lights are on. And away we go. Colin Edwards has a great start ahead of Cody Lawrence, headed down towards turn 1. Cody Lawrence has to cover off that outside line by a lot behind Matt Chevry. And Raider, Trent, and Age all filing in single file line, but Colin Edwards already escaping with his life and his money bag right now. Half a second is the gap. A little bit of a lockup coming into turn 3. Remus, we talked about the incline there and it being so challenging for the drivers to have to overcome that. But Colin Edwards maintains that gap around 0.4 of a second now in front of Cody Lawrence. Catching is one thing, passing will be a whole nother ball game. Everybody on the same set of tires right now. We're going to keep an eye on this front running battle. I know we have other cars battling on track. Trent H chasing down Pete Raider right now. He's about 0.7 back, or losing that one position off the breakaway. He was in front of Raider at the start of this race, but tumbled back into 5th place. Now 0.7 is the gap between the leaders. Pretty substantial right now. DRS has become able to see that rear wing open up on Cody Lawrence's car. That'll allow him to slipstream, punching the hole through the air to become even more affected behind Colin Edwards right now, driving for the number 2 McLaren. Will he maintain his pace right now? Time will only tell. Colin Edwards has the best lap time, obviously, on that previous lap out. Purple sector 2 for Colin Edwards. Purple sector 1 for Matt Chevry, though. So Chevry trying not to lose touch with the battle out in front, but he's losing DRS already. He's 1.5 off the good of Cody Lawrence. He's just got to stay within touching distance to keep on getting driven along with that DRS, but no, unfortunately not. The only drivers that are in this DRS train right now are Colin Edwards and Cody Lawrence. Three tenths, 2/10. It keeps on plummeting down, and there goes a look at the inside line, and there goes Cody Lawrence through and through on Colin Edwards. And it looked like that was one that was just easy enough to get done there. A little bit late on the brakes, was able to get the move done. He was a few tenths faster that previous lap around. 0.3 was the gap between lap times from Cody Lawrence to Colin Edwards. So that shouldn't have been enough to shake a stick at for him to squeeze right on by. 0.6 the gap right now between Colin Edwards and Cody Lawrence. Is this going to be the end of this battle? It might possibly be. Colin Edwards has a few more chances to keep his nose in there to get DRS through the detection point. DRS wing opened up on Colin Edwards' car as he chases down Cody Lawrence. A little bit slower that lap around, as that overtake really did slow down Colin Edwards by quite a bit amount of time and pace. Now it seems like it's going back the way of Colin Edwards, closing down the gap coming into Remus. The DRS helping him out extensively. Now DRS open again. The drag reduction system was open one more time. And closing back up through Schlossgold. Now losing touch by just a hair over and over again behind Cody Lawrence. Oh, dipping a wheel off into the kitty litter is not going to help his charge. Colin Edwards finding out where the brown stuff is on the racing surface. And now the gap has opened up to around 1.1 seconds. 108.4 bested by a 107.8 from Cody Lawrence, and Cody Lawrence has checked out. Pete Rader now catching up to Matt Chevry. The lap times going Chevry's way, it looks like. Trent H trying to catch back up to Pete Rader out in front. Let's switch over to this battle real quick. Mr. Trent H with a 108.258, chasing down Pete Rader out in front, producing a 108.6 that last lap around. Trent H sitting in 5th place in the championship behind Pete Rader, who is in 4th place in the championship, so pretty much as standing. Edwards, the outlier right now. 2 DNSs and 1 disqualification for him has hurt his chances of being a front runner in the championship, but this haul of points, 21 if I'm not mistaken, really help him out a lot. That's only if he can keep it clean to the finish line. We're 6 laps down of 47 total laps. Plenty of time left to go in this race for mistakes to happen and for people to shake and bake up the order. For all we know, Mr. Cody Lawrence could have an accident happen, or he could miss a pit stop window. Tires could dramatically fall off for him, allowing Colin Edwards to clutch his way back into this. A 1.5 the gap separating leaders, 9/10 separating Trent H and Pete Rader right now. So not too bad for Trent H to be pulling off this kind of pace as he chases down Rader out in front. It's still 3.5 tenths for Trent H's favor that last lap around, and helping hand of DRS should allow him to posture himself looking in towards turn 3 on the outside line. A little bit of door banging there, and Trent H goes a little deep and wide next to Pete Rader, so this battle will continue for another handful of laps or so. Pete Rader very defensive there on the inside line, covered off any attempts from Trent H to be able to get right on through, but not on this occasion was Trent H able to get it done. The Prism Racing JWI number 84 charging up behind the number 55. Taking with Matt Chevry, 107.5, 107.8, 109.1. He's losing quite a bit of ground, about half a second a lap to Pete Rader behind. Maybe Rader's trying to tell Trent H to cool his jets. That they're working, they need to work together to catch back up to Matt Chevry, as Chevry seems to not have the race pace right now. Nine laps into this event. Surprising to see the pace drop off become so substantial for Matt Chevry. Nearly a second slower than his fastest lap, which he set on that C3 compound. Trent H putting in the work. 108.2 to 108.194. It's coming down slowly but surely, time after time. Trent H in the Prism Racing JWI again looking to the inside line, too far back to make a move on Raider on this occasion. And the two Ferrari cars must be communicating together to let them know what the pace of Trent H is going to be. Amazing defense 2 laps ago from Raider to Trent H to be able to keep him behind. I imagine if Trent H got by, that Raider and Trent would just keep on battling, and Chevry would be off in the running, all on his own. Nearly identical lap times coming out of Raider and Trent H, separated by just 1/1000th of a second. But this battle is not going anywhere anytime soon, as the JWI car chases down the Ferrari 55 out in front. A little bit of a mistake from Raider now will allow an opportunity going into Schlossgold. Or will it? Too far back on this occasion again. 0.6 the gap, nearly half a second coming and going, slinking away between the two drivers. Between 4th and 5th place, Cody Fowers in 6th place. 34.9 off the good from the rest of the field right now. And the gap between the leaders has opened up to around 2.5 seconds. Cody Lawrence and Colin Edwards breaking away from the field, as 5 seconds is the gap back to Matt Chevry. Here comes a late breaking move by Trent H, trying to catch something out at Remus on Pete Raider, but not on this occasion, not this time, not now, not ever, says Raider. Trent H might just be pushing those tires a little bit too hard, too early. I know he is in the dirty air of the Ferrari out in front. I think he's going too hard, too fast into the braking zones, and he's losing time on his exits.
Check, check. Mic is working again. I don't know how long it was not working for. I greatly apologize. Pete Raider and Trent H now chasing each other down still. .7 to 107.8. Times are just slinking away back and forth between Trent H and Pete Raider. .106.5 for Colin Edwards compared to a 106.7 for Cody Lawrence in front. Gap is still around 18 and a tenth of a second. Trent closer than he has been in a long time behind Raider. Losers are all coming through the middle sectors. That's where Raider is gaining the most time and not allowing Trent to close down the gap towards turn 1. Might be a move for Trent H around the outside, going for a long look. Will he get it pushed out to the sausage curbs? No, left plenty of room on the outside line. But not enough space there for him to get a run until he comes down to turn 4 up the inside line. Lock up on the brakes. It looks like Raider's going to have to move over and done with, though. He says, I've had enough of that. Good battling between these two drivers on the racing circuit. Cody Lawrence takes a second pit stop of the race. He's 1.4 away from Colin Edwards, but it looks like he has gone on to a brand new set of that C4 compound. And wants to go for the fastest lap of the race, or secure the fastest lap of the race, I would imagine, as Colin Edwards throws down a 106.3 compared to 106.2. Maybe afraid of what could be if he lets Colin Edwards keep on lapping the way he has been. Dodging, ducking, and diving towards turn 1. Cody Lawrence looked like he wanted to make a move on Colin Edwards earlier, but couldn't quite do it. Raider and Trent H both into the pits, almost a touch in the rear end there. Now going up the inside at Remus, he's able to get the move done and dusted on pace alone. That was awfully quick, didn't even have to wait for a heat cycle in the tires before making that overtake. Colin Edwards now challenging back around the outside at turn 4. Can he hold on? No, he cannot. Cody Lawrence still holds on to that position. Now Raider leapfrogs Trent H in the pit stops by 1.9 seconds. There was almost nothing separating them when they came into the pit stops. Now with just 8 laps left to go, Cody Lawrence pulls out a 105.941. The man is basically running qualifying points right now with that lighter fuel load. Colin Edwards still trying to stay in touch with Cody Lawrence out in front. As you saw, Cody Lawrence pretty much got a free pit stop out of that. Colin Edwards has no such luck. He would have to make a move around Matt Chevrier, who's 33.5 seconds away in third place, with just 7 laps left to go in this race. I don't think he wants to take such risks at this point in time. Second place is still second place, as long as he keeps Chevrier at bay. Come down quite a bit between Trent H and Pete Rader. Nearly half a second on that previous lap. We're going to have to keep an eye on that yet again. This is the battle for the lead of the race right now. Colin Edwards doing a great job of staying within touching distance of Cody Lawrence. .6.2 to 106.1. Colin Edwards sets his fastest lap of the race, with a helping hand of the drag reduction system to get him across the line. Half a second separating Trent H from Pete Rader. We'll stay glued to this end of the battle for now, between Colin Edwards and Cody Lawrence. Who knows what might happen here? Colin Edwards' highest finish in this championship so far. Pete Rader sets his fastest lap of the race at 106.463 that last lap around. Although to no avail, Trent H is still pulling out 106.346, closing down the gap ever so slowly. 106.0 for Matt Chevrier sets his fastest lap of the race with a lighter fuel load with just 5 laps remaining. Cody Fowers into the pits now, and he is going to be on the C5 compound, which Trent H is also on, which explains his resurgence in pace. And a little bit of a lockup there from Colin Edwards in that McLaren will result in him losing touch with the car in front, Cody Lawrence's vehicle. now he has lost the DRS train. That will be all she wrote. Cody Lawrence should be able to clinch the win of this race. Pete Rader still getting chased down by none other than Trent. Lap time's going the way of Trent right now. Rader leading the charge between these two. Lap 44 of 47. And Trent trying to find a way past Rader. But not at turn 4, not around the outside, he says. Rader closed off the inside line pretty stoutly. Looks like Pete Rader pulling away ever so slightly from Trent behind 106.7 to 106.9. Yep. A little bit of a wiggle there from Rader as they catch back up to the 44. 44 dipping out of the way, allowing these two to battle it on the 55 and the number 84. I wonder what it is that's holding up Trent from getting this move done around Rader. Or if he's just waiting for the last lap to make a move finally. Because he clearly has some pace beneath him. Oh, and there's a move, a touch in the rear though from Trent H into Matt Chevry. Cody Fowers gets a 5-second penalty, and now it looks like Trent will get the move done and dusted around Rader after he touched the kitty litter there coming out of turn 5-6. Side by side up the inside line going in through turn 1. This is going to be a drag going through turn 2. Who's going to have the DRS open? It'll be Rader with the DRS lap wide open. Pinches off to the inside line, covers off Trent H's challenge back, going up the middle there. A little bit of a lockup from Rader out in front will challenge Trent H's ability to push going in towards turn 4. He looks to the right, he looks to the left, he finds a way by, and he is through, but he has a lockup of his own, and this is going to allow Rader an opportunity to go around the outside and then come back in. No. Last lap battles for the drivers here. Lap 47 of 47. And there's another lockup from Trent H in front of Rader. And now Rader is going to have the DRS to go through on Trent H. Will he get the move done and dusted? Trent trying to cover off the inside line as much as possible. Rader goes a little bit too deep, all on his own lonesome though. Trent H tries to snap back. Rader on the inside line. Trent goes around the long way, but will he have enough of an overspeed? He does carry the speed through the corner, and now it's still going to be nose to tail, and there goes a big off. Oh no, from Raider. And in the background, Cody Lawrence finishes P1, Colin Edwards in P2, Matt Chevry in third, Trent H will take fourth place. And then fifth place for Raider, a hard-fought battle for fourth and fifth place, and Raider is frustrated with himself. Matt Chevry, the last of the drivers on the lead lap to come across the finish line now. And Matt Chevry brings home third place. This is going to have championship implications with Colin Edwards getting a good haul of points, 21 for his name. Matt Chevry in third place. He should be getting a good haul of points, 18 to his name. Trent H getting fourth place with 15, and then Raider in fifth getting 13. Cody Fowers getting sixth place with 11 points. Should be fairly good haul for all of the drivers, but some more than others, obviously. Matt Chevry should take his hat off, maybe his sim shoes off as well, and get some fresh air into those boots of his, because he just got third place. Colin Edwards, though, the real hero tonight, bested Cody Lawrence during qualifying and almost bested him during the race as well. 6 seconds away from a man like Cody Lawrence. Just add Cody Lawrence just a little bit more success ballast, and everybody else will have a fighting chance, including Colin Edwards, to be able to clinch P1 in the championship. But it'll be the highest finish for him this evening. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. Thank you very much for hanging out. Really appreciate you. And if you like Slipstream Racing, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much. And next week, we will be at PGO Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, PGO Grand Prix 2024 edition for a 35 lap race on the 3rd of February. See you same time, same place next week, everybody. As always, remember to stay safe out there. Have a good night. Bye-bye.